Thank you all for coming out. I know the weather's not favorable out there, so it really means a lot for you all to be here and just give your opinions and your contributions to the candidates for the Board of Trustee elections coming up in April. As student trustee, it really means a lot to see our community so engaged in here. Before we begin, I'd like to go over the schedule for tonight. So we're going to start off with a period where the moderator will go down the line pretty much asking all the trustees the same question, and each candidate is going to have the same amount of time, 45 seconds, to answer those questions. And this round is going to last for around 45 minutes or so. We'll then have a short Q&A period that will last for around 15 minutes or so, and that's why you have your note cards. If you do not have a note card, please raise your hand right now, and we will have a student government representative come around and give you one. So with that note card, we would like you to, we have one over here actually, if we could get someone to give this lady up here a note card, please. With that note card, we would like you to write down whether you are a student here, a faculty, staff, or community member. And we would also like you to write on that same part of the card your question for the trustees. We ask that you please keep the questions general, as all trustees come from different backgrounds, and that's just out of fairness to the candidates. Once you are finished writing, a student government member will collect the note card from you. And basically how we want the Q&A period to work is we want to make sure that all groups are equally represented here tonight. So we do want a question from the students, one from the staff, faculty, as well as the community. So the answering part of that is going to be the same as it was for the general questioning period. Each trustee will have around 45 seconds to respond. And then the last part probably is what a lot of us are looking forward to, is dinner from Jason's Deli that is going to be served around at 6 p.m. And you will all have the opportunity to mingle with the candidates that stick around. So before we move on, I'd like to thank everyone who contributed to this. You know, a lot of work really does go into planning these forums, and I really couldn't have done it without these people. I am notorious for being forgetful, or at least forgetting one thing, so I apologize if I leave anyone out with this. So first off, I'd like to thank all the trustee candidates for coming out here, braving the weather, and just making sure that you get the feedback from Rock Valley employees and students and from the community as well. I'd like to thank Andy Dolan, our external relations officer, for his marketing and outreach assistance, as well as helping me to contact all the candidates. I'd like to thank Amy Diaz for her support and organization in the logistics of this. I'd also like to thank Plants, Operation and Maintenance, and Print Services for their assistance in advertising. Furthermore, a lot of the faculty, staff, and students helped spread the word about this forum, and that's why you have such a great amount of attendance tonight, so thank you for that as well, for everyone who helps to spread the word. And probably the biggest group of people that I need to thank is that I am lucky enough to work with 11 other amazing, hardworking individuals on student government. And they not only really help me organize everything for the open mic forums and outside of that, but they also help me to keep my sanity at times. So while I may be up here, they are the ones that we should really be thanking. So let's go ahead and give them a round of applause. And with that, I'll turn it over to Mr. Farrenwell to begin.
All right, I'm taller. As was mentioned, we'll go through and we'll have each of the candidates introduce themselves, and then we'll also have 45 seconds for that, and then we'll continue to rotate with the candidates to have each candidate start. Again, my name is Jeff Farrenwald. I'm the director of the MBA program at Rockford University. And we'll begin. And our first introduction then will be with candidate Burke. 45 seconds.
My name is Ashley Burks. I'm a community impact manager at United Way. I'm a former Rock Valley student. I went to Southern Illinois University to get an undergraduate degree in communications. And I've just arrived from New York University, where I received my master's degree in digital communications. I'm now focused on community organizing and serving the community.
Thank you. Next, candidate Fanara.
Hi, my name is Joseph Fanara. I am a practicing podiatric surgeon in the Rockford area for the past 22 years. I am a Rock Valley College graduate, went on to Rock Valley College/University, and then to the Rosalind Franklin University College of Podiatric Medicine, where I received my doctorate of podiatric medicine, and then did a residency in surgery thereafter, a lifelong Rockford resident. have 3 kids, which one of them is a sophomore at Rock Valley College, one other one at Boylan High School, which will be a student at Rock Valley College next year, and then one more that will probably follow.
Thank you. Candidate Trojan.
Hi, my name is Bob Trojan. I'm a owner of a manufacturing company here in Rockford. I'm a graduate of a vocational high school. I'm a Marine. I graduated from University of Illinois with a ME degree in mechanical engineering. I took a master's at night, hard way, 4.5 years at night school. For the last number of years, I've been managing industrial companies. I've been here 25 years, and I've been very active in the community, which I think gives me a good advantage to helping the college connect with other organizations within our region.
Thank you. Candidate Black.
My name is David Black. I am a 34-year resident of Belvedere. I have a law degree from DePaul University. I have a master's and PhD degree in political science from the University of Michigan. I've been engaged in the general practice of law in this area for the last 34 years. And I've also done college teaching, including paralegal courses at Rock Valley. I decided to run because I believe this is a critical time in the college's 50-year history. State funding is in jeopardy. Property taxes are flat. Tuition has been raised as far as it can be raised. And enrollment has declined even though the facilities have expanded. And I believe that my experience and qualifications will help the university, the college at this critical time.
Time. Thank
Hi,
you.
my name is Kathy Kelley, and I'm currently a trustee completing my 12th year. I'm running for re-election for the 2-year term. I love Rock Valley. I have 3 associate degrees from Rock Valley. I just kept coming back. I have 1 in accounting, 1 in general business, and 1 in management. My son's Rock Valley Phi Theta Kappa president. When he was here. My husband is a graduate from Rock Valley, and now my granddaughter is coming to Rock Valley. So you can say I'm a Rock Valley family. I love it here, and I currently am an accountant for a not-for-profit.
Thank you. Candidate West.
My name is Maurice West II. I'm a product of the Rockford Public Schools, having graduated from Jefferson High School in 2003. I went on to get my psychology degree from Illinois College, and then my master's in industrial and organizational psychology in Chicago. After that, I got my first full-time job here at Rock Valley College as a career counselor at the Dislocated Workers Program. I then went to Rockford University, where I'm at now, as the Director of Career Services and an adjunct professor of psychology. Currently, I'm on the board for the Rockford Area Arts Council, the Rockford Park District Foundation, and the Community Action Agency. And I'm also an associate minister at the Westside Church of God in Christ. Looking forward to having a good conversation with you all.
Thank you. Candidate Arco.
Hello, I'm Joseph Arco. I was born and raised in Rocky Ford, Illinois. I attended this college, and as I just look around and see what it's changed because of the 50 years of a long, good tradition of people who have come before us as trustees. I have a business background, and I was on the college side after I left Rockford, and I was director of instructional media, and I own my own marketing firm now. But I was also an adjunct instructor and professor for this private liberal arts college. I've seen both sides of the fence. I have served on a multitude of boards coming back to Rockford.
Please.
Ta-da!
Candidate Aguirre.
Hello, I'm Wladimiro Aguirre. I'm a father of 3 wonderful kids. I've been in the community for 37 years. I have been in business for 20 years, small business owner. I have been a community organizer for 2 years. And I'm here to serve the community, and I would like to give back to the community, and I'm here to be a board member. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, the first question, we'll start this time with candidate Fanara, and the question is, what do you see as the role of a Rock Valley College trustee?
I see the role as to be responsible for ensuring that Rock Valley College has an integral part of the Rockford and surrounding community, and to serve the changing needs of the community. Now, we do this through establishing policies, making changes in the school, but these changes have to be made to mirror what the community needs. And we do this actually after making our policies by supporting and advising our president and the staff and faculty. So it's about making integral parts of impact in the Rockford community, and we do this just by establishing our policies and making the changes that we need with the college to keep it competitive.
Thank you. Candidate Trojan, what do you see as the role of a Rock Valley College trustee?
Well, I think there's several that are very important, including looking at and approving the budget, both the operating budget and the capital budget. I think under today's environment, we need to focus heavily on enrollment increase because of the declining student participation here. I think we need to make sure we got good legislative advocacy with our state government officials because there is some question as to how much money from the state government we're going to continue to be getting. And so we have to be very cognizant of the budget aspects of it.
Thank you. Candidate Black, what do you see as the role of the trustee?
I think a trustee has to walk really a tightrope between micromanaging the college and the other side being just a rubber stamp for administrative decisions. A good trustee would help set the course for the college. You having trouble hearing? Yeah, good. All right. A good trustee has to set the course for the college, and the trustees have the ultimate responsibility in terms of setting policy and setting a budget.
Thank you. Candidate Kelley, what do you see as the role of the trustee?
I'm an advocate for the community, both the taxpayer and the people that come here to learn. I think that we should provide excellent education, and I know we do, and I want to continue with that. We do set policies, and we help the administration obtain those goals, and we work hand in hand with the leadership team.
Thank you. Candidate West, what's the role of the trustee?
Rock Valley is an institution that's in touch with the people within its community college district. We strive on having an open door policy for those who are seeking higher education and programming, and so that's what I feel is a good role for the trustee to have. I believe that a trustee should have the same concept when serving on the board. Being community-minded is a strong asset to have. So that means I have to make sure I'm not untouchable to the students, the faculty, the staff, and the community itself. I also feel like a trustee must have an open mind when it comes to making decisions that benefit not only the college but the community as well. Trustee must make it a priority of always having the overall interest of the college and how it reflects with the community.
Thank you. Candidate Arco, what's the role of the trustee?
You know, I think there are three priorities as a trustee or any trustee, but I would like to think about looking at the fiduciary responsibilities and take that with a very serious note. I'd like to think about the fact that we are always environmentally whole. And perhaps last but not least, a community orientation, not only to the Winnebago County and the greater Rockford area, but all the publics that we serve in all the communities that we serve.
Thank you. Candidate Aguirre, what's the role of the trustee?
As a trustee, I'm to represent the constituents, faculty, students, staff, people in education, non-for-profit organizations, and the business sector, to set policies, to negotiate contracts, to oversee the needs of our students, to ensure the students are successful, set a vision for the future, and also to build relationships based on transparency, honesty, trust, respect for the president and for the officials at our RVC.
Thank you. And last, Candidate Burks, what do you see as the role of the trustee?
I see the role of the trustee as making strategic decisions with your budget and resources and focusing on community development and making strategic relationships with the community members and also with faculty and staff to ensure that the mission is rolled out effectively.
Thank you. For our next question, this question will start with Candidate Trojan. The question is, if you were elected, what would be your primary objective for your term?
After attending some of the board meetings and some of the committee meetings, it's very clear to me that my objective would be to increase the amount of students that are attending this college. You've got a number of wonderful buildings. You've got more buildings coming on stream. We need to fill up with more students through not only regular courses, but also adding courses, and with an emphasis on career and technology education, which is, I think, a very desperate need in this community.
Thank you. Candidate Black, what would be your main objective?
Well, I would like to help the college get through this difficult financial situation that it's going to be facing, but I also want to help get the word out about the college and hopefully increase enrollment. I was very impressed. There was a student survey, and almost everyone surveyed said that they would recommend Rock Valley to a friend, to someone to come here. It's a great institution, and it has to have a better and higher presence in the community.
Thank you. Candidate Kelley, what would be your main objective?
I have a track record for being a fiscal conservative. I take care of the college's money. I'm very passionate about adult education. We have 46,000 people in this area that does not even have a GED, and over 40,000 people that English is their second language. That has to change. We need to educate people. And I don't really care if everyone has a college degree. I want them educated. There's a difference between education and a college degree necessarily. You can become a truck driver, you can become a mechanic. All of these things are very important in this community. We have to raise this community up. We have too much unemployment, and we don't have enough high wages. So I'm an advocate for adult learners.
Time. Thank you. Candidate West, what would be your prime objective?
I actually have three objectives that will focus on partnership, educated workforce, and accessibility. The unique event concerning those three is that they are separate, yet they are linked together for the better good of the college. Concerning partnership, my experience in workforce and career development has developed my vision to strengthen and maintain a partnership between Rock Valley, Rockford University, and local school districts, both public and private. When it comes to that, they focus on educating our workforce. However, beyond that, developing partnerships with other agencies, and organizations can assist in accessibility to our community. Ultimately, my three priorities open the avenues of higher education to all people, so people know that higher education is accessible and it should not be intimidating to anyone.
Thank you. Candidate Arco, what would be your objective?
I think I have two that are in the forefront of my mind, and the first is to find a strategic partner in the Rockford Metro Center area to provide learning for the underserved of our community. I was just reading a statistic about the Hispanic community and our African American community. There's something about 42 to 50% of all enrollees going to a junior college are part of that group. We need to reach out to our Hispanic community, for example, in Boone County, and find ways to attract them into our certification program as well as our non-degree programs.
Thank you. Candidate Aguirre, what would be your main objective?
My primary goal would be to establish a relationship based on respect, transparency, honesty, and trust to ensure that the strategies and educational plans support what is needed for our students, to focus on future learning needs of our communities, and also to promote enrollment, equality, and ensure that students are successful in their education.
Thank you. Candidate Burks, what would be your objective?
I have three objectives, and one is expanding our understanding of outreach. I do believe that it is important to begin outreach at a younger age, and so we can create a cloud of excellence around Rock Valley College. And I believe that when you have younger people really invested in education in our community, then the adults around that will also kind of get on that bandwagon. I also think it's important to build relationships with nonprofit organizations and also community members so we can ensure that we are effectively covering our bases in the community, strengthen our student attraction and retention.
Thank you. And last, candidate Fanara, what is your objective?
I would view enrollment as a primary challenge. I would look to attract traditional and non-traditional students, and I'd like to be able to facilitate the educational training needs of all the local business and industry. I think it's paramount that we reach out to local industry, local healthcare facility, local government to reach arms to embrace them and try to pull them in with Rock Valley College, so we will be able to then facilitate needs of all the students on each level.
Thank you. With this question, we'll start with candidate Black. What do you feel is the biggest issue related to our region's lack of higher education aspiration, and what would you do to address it?
Well, it'd be very easy to pass the buck on this question to the Rockford Public Schools and say that they have not created an aspiration for higher education. But Rock Valley, as I've already said, has to do a better job of letting potential students know what a great resource this is and what a great faculty and facility that we have. We also have to provide access beyond this main campus. We can't have transportation become a barrier to students who are seeking an education.
Thank you. Candidate Kelley, what would you say is the biggest issue, and how would you address it?
There are a few issues that we have. One thing is Mr. Black mentioned, is transportation. We currently are working with Mayor Maurice and the other college presidents, the college president of the university, Rockford University, and the medical school, trying to come up with some kind of way of getting more transportation to all the different higher learning places. We also have lack of readiness. We have a lot of people in school. The schools aren't preparing the students as much as they should be, and so we have a lot of developmental classes, and that's a real challenge. And we do have a fear of a 2-year program, and we're having more mini certificates.
Thank you. Candidate West, what do you see as the biggest issue, and how would you address it?
Awareness. As we know, perception is reality. Both traditional and non-traditional students have a perception towards Rock Valley that is dictated by the people that are around them. So I feel that Rock Valley needs to come up with a more proactive approach on what is perceived of us. That means we must go throughout the community and raise awareness of the quality education that is provided here at Rock Valley. They can, more importantly, expose our children to Rock Valley so that they can see what the institution has to offer for them long before and even after graduation. I will address it through partnership. Let's partner with the school districts by presenting to the students about Rock Valley, and let's partner with agencies to expose non-traditional students to Rock Valley as well.
Thank you. Candidate Arco, what do you see as the biggest issue, and how would you address it?
Aspiration. Tonight, when we all go to bed, in our city and in our county, there's 42,000 people who do not have a high school education. Last year was a high watermark for Rock Valley. They took and ingested 1,000 candidates. 50% of those failed their GED initiative. We've got to find better ways, because if you look at the statistical reality, it'll be 50 years before we get those educated people into the workforce. Let's find new ways.
Thank you. Candidate Aguirre, what do you think is the biggest issue, and how would you address it?
I believe that there's bigger problems with the lack of education in our region. Is high unemployment, poverty, and there's not enough economic growth. I believe that everyone has a high school aspirations, but not everyone can afford all of the expenditures that it takes to attend college. As a trustee, we need to provide access and support to that, what we need for our students to be able to attend college.
Thank you. Candidate Burks, what do you see as the biggest issue, and how would you address it?
I think some of the issues with educational aspiration are more around how chaotic people in poverty lives are. And I think that that's something that we have to acknowledge and really accept as we embark on this journey of reaching particular populations. I think that we go about that by strategically marketing ourselves as an institution that is not only a springboard to a 4-year institution, but but as an institution that could prepare you for a local workforce. And I also think we go about that by strengthening our outreach and starting with a younger age. And I think that is important because oftentimes we try to reach students when it's too late. And I think that we have to create a culture of education from students at a much younger age, so by the time they are in middle school and
Time,
high school,
please.
they are prepared.
Time. Candidate Fanara, what do you see as the major issue, and how would you address it?
I would say it's definitely lack of information and communication to the younger students. I know there have been some outreach programs, but they tend to hit the students when they're a little bit later. Why not start in the grade school level? Why not start showing these kids that the fruits of their labor, of their study, can actually help them, propel them? I would do this by having specific liaisons that could actually go and give them examples of it, show them that they can easily start out in the Rockford area and move their way up and do anything that they need to do. But they need to see that there is progress. They need to see that there is truly a light at the end of the tunnel. And a lot of the kids just don't see that.
Thank you. And last, candidate Trojan, what do you see as the issue, and how would you address it?
Well, I think it's been reported numerous times that the Rockford region is at the low end of the income level. And so when I look at the tuition rates over the last 5 years going up 36%, I wonder if the decline in enrollment of minus 16% is a cause and effect. So I think the tuition rates are the key thing that we have to kind of keep our eyes on and not let them get out of hand anymore.
Thank you. This next question, we'll start with candidate Kelley, and the question is, Rock Valley College has many partnerships, for instance, with the school district, companies, nonprofits. How would you, as a trustee, support these partnerships?
As needs arise, we need to seek out and collaborate with like-minded organizations that would have a vested interest in solving the problem. I was very much astounded when I saw this question. I did some research and I found out we right now have 112 partnerships. We have 19 in manufacturing, 63 in healthcare, 18 in aviation, and 12 in the fine arts. So we are doing a job in collaboration and with our partners, but we will continue to do more.
Thank you. Candidate West, how would you, as a trustee, support the partnerships?
As I mentioned before, partnership is one of my main reasons to why I ran for trustee. It's not a secret that there's been a consistent decline in our student numbers. Along with that, there's been a decline in our state funding and our property tax funding that we receive. That comes from the EAV. Partnerships has the potential not only to raise awareness of the college, but it can also be a source of increase when it comes to our student numbers. It gives us a different perspective that can help keep the college in the black concerning the budget. Partnerships can introduce students to Rock Valley that never thought about college before. I will do all that I can to build, to maintain all the number of partnerships we have, and to even strengthen those partnerships throughout the whole community college district.
Thank you. Thank you. Candidate Arco, what would you do to support these partnerships?
I think it's been said, and I will reinforce that, and that is dialogue and polarization. Right here on campus right now, we have a wonderful group called Cianci, perhaps one of the 112 initiatives. Cianci is in the classroom on the secondary educational level, co-partnering, giving co-educational credits. We need to do a lot more of that to start this dialogue and create a complete polarization of these groups.
Thank you. Candidate Aguirre?
As members of the Board of Trustees, we have the responsibility to reach out to our partnerships, schools, companies, non-for-profits, and etc., so that we can work together to serve the community, also that we can ensure that we have quality education.
Thank you. Candidate Burks, how would you, as a trustee, support these partnerships?
Well, as a community impact manager at United Way, my primary role is to create and support partnerships. So I do that all